Okay, greetings, YouTube. It is Data Links Magnus, and today, I just wanted to touch on this whole HasLab, his tank event that is going on. And I just want to real quickly run through what happened today, what they showed us, what I think of it, what you're going to hear about it from other people, and then, what do we need to do about this? Is this something that we want to do? Because, again, just like I've said in the past, we say stuff is okay or we vote for stuff with our dollars. Our dollars tell companies what we're okay with and what we're not okay with. It is what it is. That's the truth. All right, so real quick, today, the HasLab or the G.I. Joe Classified team announced their HasLab, which we knew was coming. Yesterday, I want to say, either yesterday or the day before, it leaked on Hasbro Pulse that it was a HISS tank and it was going to be $299.99. So $300 for what, us collectors see as a smaller tank, because the HISS tank doesn't really seem big. Like when you're looking at the original size HISS tank, it doesn't seem like that big of a vehicle. It's a two-person vehicle, one gunner, one driver. So that right then had me a little bit skeptical, but I did say some things on some people's videos and things like that. I'm on record as saying that it's going to be a hard sell for me at that price point, because I was thinking it was going to be less, but I needed to see it. So let's talk about what you're actually getting here. So you will be getting a tank. You will be getting a driver. That's it so far. There will be 4 tiers to unlock, and they said that they will be classified tiers. So whatever they're giving you is going to be classified scale. It's going to go with the classified line. They also have, and I don't know if this is just to encourage people to do it quickly, but I had no doubt that this thing was going to fund, so I'm not sure why they had to do this, but it doesn't really change a whole lot of things. There's this early bird special, and if they get the 8,000 backers that they need by next week, July 6th at 11:59, then we will get an extra figure that is not part of the tiers, and it's going to be basically a repaint of the driver, which I guess is okay. I could do without it, but if it's going to come anyway, then great. I'll take another figure if I'm going to get this. Okay, so that's basically what you're getting. Let's talk about what's actually involved with the HISS tank. So you're going to get working lights, interior and exterior, working treads. So the wheels and the treads actually roll and the tread goes around just like it's supposed to in a real tank. You're getting what they call a gull canopy, which it's not just the one piece like the old school HISS tank. It actually opens up on the sides. And you can also open it up all as one piece, which is a nice touch. The cabin, so in the original HISS tank, there was no way to get inside the back of the tank. It was just the guy, you put him in the gunner section, and that was it. Now we're getting it so that the back actually opens with a drop-down ramp, and then there is a small space inside the tank that has weapon storage, looks like areas for a seat or 2 from what I saw. And then you can also see the guy's legs who's in the gunner section, but there is room inside the tank, which that's also a nice touch. That's something that we didn't have before. So now it's not just a 2-person vehicle, it's at least a 3-person, maybe even 4. You get independent traversing cannons, so your cannons can go up and down on both sides independently. I mentioned the opening rear door. Tons of details. You get some covers that come off and show some engine bits. The interior of the cockpit, the displays and all the different knobs and buttons and things are all shown, and there's levers and gear shifts and things like that. It looks very nice. So real quick, I wanted to do something that maybe, I don't know, might help some people. I know had it in my head. I'm trying to figure out scale here. So, because it seems, when you look at the specs, it just seems like a really big tank, and I didn't feel like it needed to be that big. So I did some comparisons. So let's look at some of them. Okay, so here we are in the Data Mag dungeon, and we are going to use this here yardstick to do some measurements of some things. One thing when you're trying to figure out scale for something that's supposed to be 1/12 scale, if you go back to the original G.I. Joe line, they were 3 3/4 inches tall. So you figure probably about double or a little bit more than double the size of the vehicles should fit your 1/12 scale action figures. So let's start off here looking at some of my 3D printed vehicles that I've gotten from other people compared to their 3 3/4 counterpart. All right, so first up here we have the Triple T for the Sarge, and the original Triple T is looking at, it is about 7 inches, maybe a little bit under 7 inches long. Now let's look at my 3D printed one. Okay, so now we have the 3D printed variety, and it is about 12.5 or so inches. So it's about double, which that's about what you would think. Okay, what about an All Striker, original All Striker, or 3 3/4 All Striker? Again, looks like about 7 inches, give or take. All right, 3D printed All Striker, clocking in at close to 12, maybe 11.5 or so. So these vehicles are looking at, they're about double or a little bit less than double of the size of the original counterpart, which makes sense because you got 3 3/4 and you're moving up to 6 inch. So you're not doubling the size of the figures. Otherwise they'd be like 8 inches tall, but you're going like, a little bit less than double. So it makes sense. So let's see how the H.I.S. tank measures up. All right, original H.I.S. tank, or original sized H.I.S. tank anyway. So we are looking at a little over 9 inches, maybe like 9.5. According to the specs for the HasLab H.I.S. tank, it's going to be 19 inches long. So that is just about, in fact, that's exactly half. Or not half, exactly double. So apparently it's the right size, even though it just seems so big. Okay, so to wrap this up, here's what I've done, and I know this is probably hilarious to some people, but this is a very crude representation of the H.I.S. tank. And I measured it out to be about the size that they are claiming it's going to be according to the specs. So it's about 10 inches high. See over there, mine is actually a little bit taller than 10 inches, maybe like 11. And it is supposed to be 19 inches long. See that? It matches up pretty well as far as size goes. This is about the size that this thing's gonna be. So, with that, let's put it next to some things and see how it measures up. So, here's your bike that came with breaker, about that height. Here's a figure. There's Beachhead. All right, let's throw one more thing in here. Let's see how my Triple T measures up to it. Stand up for that one. So there you go. So I mean, look, it's pretty good sized for what it is, because it's just trust me when I tell you that this Triple T is big. Like, this is a big vehicle in my hand. And this is one of the things that has been discussed quite a bit in forums and on people's YouTube channels and on Instagram and such. 1/12 scale vehicles, you're starting to get very, very big. A Triple T and a H.I.S. tank, those are not like large vehicles as far as how big something could be. So I don't know. We might be in for something if they're going to start doing Havocs and Rattlers and Sky Strikers. Like, they're going to be massive. And $300, it's going to be more than that. All right, so just in closing, here's the long and the short of it. If you like this, if you are in on Classified, you're at least checking this out. $300 is a lot of money, though. I've only done one HasLab. I bought the set, and I only bought one. I'm leaning towards maybe having to get this or feeling like I want it. It does look very nice. They did a great job designing it. I was hoping, though, that it would be more in the neighborhood of like the cost of a Transformers Titan, like $170. And that way I maybe could get two of them. Now it's one and done. There's no way I'm getting two. So, unfortunate, but a sign of the times. I think we all kind of saw this coming. If they were going to do a HasLab, it wasn't going to be something that was going to be affordable. It was going to be something for the high rollers, apparently. The problem is that if you do like it, and you think you might want it, you have to get it now. Because the secondary market, you're looking at least double, probably triple or quadruple. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.